Those protests by Palestinians in Gaza against Hamas are continuing. People are bravely marching in the streets, chanting against Hamas, calling out Hamas as terrorists and pleading with them to hand the hostages back to Israel and surrender in order to deliver peace. This is a significant backlash against Hamas. Hell, even the ABC has started to report it.
This is the second day in a row people in northern Gaza have protested against the militant group Hamas. The demonstrators chanted, "Hamas must get out." They want the group to release the hostages, surrender and leave the Gaza Strip, to no longer be the government in Gaza.
Now, the eyes of the world are on this, and so far it appears that Hamas has not hit back. It's not cracked down on the protesters.
And now we wait to see how much this protest movement is a reflection of wider discontent in the Gaza Strip and whether it may spread.
What much of the media have failed to report in recent days since Israel resumed its attacks on Hamas is how successful the Israelis have been. As usual, much of the media coverage has suggested that Israel has been deliberately killing civilians and targeting hospitals, all the usual propaganda thrown against the Israeli Defence Forces. The reality is that Israel has been systematically taking out Hamas leaders. As soon as the terrorist group replaces its leaders, the IDF takes them out. And it's these strikes taking out Gaza's terrorist overlords that's created the opportunity for Gazan civilians to show their dissent.
It's possible Hamas can't do anything about these protests at the moment because if it exposes its fighters, Israel will kill them.
Indeed, being revealed as a Hamas leader in Gaza now has become an almost instant death sentence. So Palestinians can finally stand up against their terrorist dictators. It's high time the leftist activists and Islamists of the West who claim to care about the Palestinian people, it's high time that they finally joined the calls of the people of Gaza. That is, that they demand the return of the hostages to Israel and the surrender of the terrorists to Israel so that the people of Gaza might have a chance at peace. Sadly, however, the Western virtue signallers don't do this. Instead, they continue to preach lies and hatred. And here's another example in Australia. At the Queensland Music Awards last night, a jazz award was given to Kelly Green for an instrumental piece entitled River to the Sea. Have a listen. A rather unremarkable piece of music, wouldn't you say? No lyrics, and you have to think that perhaps the only reason it won the award was the provocative title, River to the Sea, which of course has become known as the Hamas slogan for eradicating Jews from the Middle East. And if you had any doubts about where Green's sympathies lie, you only had to listen to her acceptance speech.
We are now on day 535 and 76 years of the Israeli genocide against the people of Palestine. Yeah. There isn't what I can say that hasn't already been said about the lies that we are fed by the mainstream media and the Western governments, including Australia, who support the mass slaughter and ethnic cleansing of an entire race of people.
What a sick distortion of reality. Hamas is committed to genocide. It exists to commit genocide against the Jews, against Israel. Yet useful idiots like this musician pretend that Israel, where Arabs and Jews, where Muslims and Jews live side by side in peace and democracy, they accuse Israel of genocide. This is the opposite of reality. This is idiotic and obscene, but plenty lap it up.
I urge you to please educate yourselves about this ongoing genocide and take action by protesting, contacting MPs, some of whom are in the room tonight, and boycotting where you can so that this government knows that these war crimes are occurring without our consent and not in our name.
That's Kelly Green, and she should take her own advice and educate herself. If the Palestinians of Gaza can risk their lives to protest against Hamas, if the Palestinians of Gaza can see that Hamas are terrorists, more interested in killing Jews than saving their own children, then why can't a musician from Queensland work it out.